Hi, my name's Justin Schupp, and I'm the CEO and founder here at Patch My PC.
Hi, my name is Priscilla Leon, and I am a customer success engineer here at Patch My PC.
And today we're going to be going over some new positions that are opening up at Patch My PC for additional customer success engineers. So we'll be walking you through what this role looks like, what does a day-to-day look like for you in this role, and whether or not this might be something that could make sense for those of you that are out there watching to apply for. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to walk through the posting for this specific position, and then we'll go through. I'll ask Priscilla some questions of kind of what this looks like from a day-to-day perspective. So probably some of the basics here. This will be a work from home position where you can work pretty much anywhere that you live, right? So the only caveat to that is we are hiring in the European Economic Area, or North America will be where these specific positions are posted to, and that's mainly due to customer demand in those specific places. So some of the most important things I would say would be a customer success engineer is really responsible for the onboarding of our customers, as well as making sure that potential customers know how our product works. So the primary responsibilities of what you would be doing here would be customer facing demos as well as setup calls. So we're actually in one of our demo labs. Priscilla, do you want to kind of go over what a typical customer demo would look like here?
Yeah, for sure. So in a demo call, we're pretty much showing the customer what our product looks like, how it integrates with Config Manager and Intune, and the different features that we have within our product. And so, showing them how the updates appear in Config Manager after they publish, how you can customize those applications, and really how quick and easy it is to do those things, with Config Manager or Intune. And so we're pretty much just showing them the product, the different features, and that way they get an idea of how the product works. And it's also a great time for them to ask questions, that they may have about the publisher and the different features within it.
Yeah, and I think one kind of key focus is, you may not have a wide background in ConfigMan. You may not have, been a system admin in ConfigMan or Intune, and that's actually perfectly fine for this role. It's something that, if you're willing to learn, we're always, able to teach people what our product looks like, and make sure that you can learn the basics of how we interact with other products like ConfigMan and Intune, and teach you things like how updates work in those products, how applications work. So for this specific position, it's not something where you would have to have, a ton of experience in Config Manager for this specific role. It's something that, as long as you're willing to learn and work with our team, we could likely ramp you up in a couple months to make sure that you're on board and would be able to do, these customer demos and customer calls, for our product. Now, one of the other kind of key areas that you would also be doing is customer setup calls. Do you want to kind of describe what that looks like, Priscilla?
Yeah, for sure. So the setup calls are similar to a demo, but instead of us like walking them through the product, we're in their environment helping them install the publisher. So that way, if they have any questions as well, we could get them started off, with the right configurations for the publisher. And so it's definitely, when I first started doing the setup calls, it's something that I was kind of nervous about because I don't have a lot of experience with Config Manager and Intune. And so in a customer's environment, it's their environment, so it can be different than another customer's environment. So definitely one of those where I was pretty nervous kind of going into it, but with the help of my team, I was able to start doing the setup calls. When I first started out, they joined me and helped out, that way if I had any questions. But even then, really, now that I'm doing them on my own, anytime I do have any questions or need help with anything, they're happy to help answer any questions or jump on a call with me, if they need to, or if I need any extra help. So setup calls are definitely, they're also pretty exciting because you get to learn new things. Maybe something goes, something that doesn't happen normally happens in the situation. You can learn from that experience as well.
For sure. Now, you started working for Patch My PC about 6 months ago, May 2021. I know that myself and David, James, like we originally became kind of aware about you because you created a YouTube channel for kind of your process and trying to learn and how you built out a config manager lab. So how many months would you say that you were kind of trying to learn config man before we hired you on at Patch My PC?
Probably like a few months. So like there was the time that I took to create the home lab, to install SCCM, because I hadn't used SCCM before. I didn't have a job where it was a product that I was using in my job duties. So I'd heard of it and I knew that it was being used by like system administrators, and I wanted to learn how to use it. And so I decided, well, I'll build the lab out. And of course, building the lab out wasn't as easy as just building the lab. So it took me a while to learn how to do that, install SCCM, so I can actually start working with it. And that is where like I created the YouTube channel to document my process and was able to connect with David and Justin. And so yeah, I don't have literally probably like a few months of actual experience working with SCCM before I started here.
Yeah, for sure. So from like kind of what a typical day would look like, would you agree maybe on average you're probably doing about 3 to 4 customer facing calls, whether it's a product demo and or setup call, which would probably be about 3 to 4 hours. Does that sound what a typical day would look like from like a customer facing perspective?
Yeah, definitely like 3 to 4 calls is pretty normal.
And then kind of additional time, you're probably spending quite a bit to continue to ramp up and learn about the product, ConfigMan, Intune, and then just, for you, you've been with us about 6 months, so you also have some other side projects that you also work on as well. But from like a day-to-day perspective, like this would be what the role would start with. So really just learning our product, that would probably take a month or two of working with our team, getting mentored, understanding how our product interacts with ConfigMan and Intune, and then kind of ramping up on the updates and applications of those products as well, right? Because so ultimately, you'll be working pretty heavily in Patch My PC specific software, but you're also going to have to ramp up on, how does ConfigMan and Intune interact with our product, and how do we interact with those products? So for your specific transition, Priscilla, you came as kind of like a typical sysadmin role where you kind of transition into this more customer focused and more on, I would say, software and systems management. Would you agree that's kind of what that looked like, going from that sysadmin role of what did your previous position kind of look like at Amazon as a sysadmin, like the day to day?
It was more help desk with Amazon. So I wasn't really doing any kind of sysadmin work. A lot of the work that I did as far as learning SCCM was on my own, self-learning, and trying to learn as much as I can. Justin's YouTube channel actually helped me out a lot during the process, which I thought was pretty interesting because like I didn't know anything about it. So resources like Justin's and even other members on my team, they contribute to the community. I was able to just learn and on my own at home, which is really cool.
Yeah, and I think like, if you're transitioning from like a help desk role, like this could be an interesting fit if you want to get more into like system administration, ConfigMan, Intune, maybe software focused. Like, that obviously was a great transition for you, Priscilla. You came in, started learning quickly, and really just ramped up and doing awesome in the role. So it wouldn't surprise me if like people applying, like that could certainly be a path, right? Now, it's not something where if you've been ConfigMan admin for 10, 15 years and are in depth, like, this might not be the right position for you, but if you're trying to learn and you're willing to learn and, maybe you haven't touched this before, like this could be something interesting to that type of prospect as well. So yeah, I think that covers most of, just describing what the day-to-day would look like. We have the salary info on here. So, I mean, if working with our company and this role looks interesting, really the next steps would just be go to the post in the description of the video and just apply. So yeah, I think that's really all we had. Any other thoughts or things from you, Priscilla, about the role?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think, for someone like me, if you're interested in joining Patch My PC, maybe you think that you don't have the experience, you're not qualified to join. I mean, I think the willingness to learn, if you want to learn about SCCM, about Intune, if you want to work with people who have years of experience and they are passionate about helping others and they contribute to the community as well, this is a great place to, it's a great team to join. It's a great place to continue learning and to just kind of like, it's not going to be easy. It's challenging, but in that challenge, it's really rewarding what you get out of it. And so, I definitely recommend, if you, again, feel like you may not have the years of experience, but you're interested and want to be a part of this team, apply. And I mean, I've learned a lot. I'm super grateful to be working here. And I think, anyone else would too.
Cool. Yeah, thanks so much, Priscilla, and thank you for watching, and hopefully if this is something where you think you'd be a good fit, we'd love to get your application.
Thank you.